Bradley got one of Toronto's 2 goals as they came back from 3 down at Olympic Stadium last week in the first leg. It's 3-2 as we head into this second game. KJ is pitchside tonight.
Thanks, Luke. A lot of discussion about the Toronto FC lineup. You guys just went through it. It is only one change personnel-wise, but it'll be interesting to see what they do tactically, and I'm sure Stephen will cover that as the game goes on. I had a long chat yesterday with Stephen Badeshaw. With the Whitecaps last season, he's played a lot of big games, but tonight's his biggest game of his career. He told me that. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got to eliminate what's happened in the past alongside Ignacio Piatti. And the other thing, guys, is look for him to look a little bit deeper, stay a little bit deeper to keep Piatti higher, and then he doesn't necessarily explode deeper from set plays, from transitions when Montreal win the ball back, guys.
Montreal Impact are in their best form of the season so far. They have won 4 games in a row for the first time in 2016. There is your referee, Jair Marufo. And on the way to this second leg of this conference semi-final, Montreal Impact already getting big wins on the road at DC United, scoring 4 goals in the knockout round, and then winning 2-1 at New York Red Bulls in the semi-final second leg. So they will not be scared of what stands in front of them tonight here at BMO Field, Stephen.
Not at all, Luke. There's a ton of experience in this side. Bernadello, Donadel, Simon. There's lots of players out there that are used to this kind of occasion, and they're going to be ready for this.
By the end of the night, one of these 2 Canadian teams will be crowned Eastern Conference champion and will go on to become the first Canadian team to play in MLS Cup. Seattle Sounders await the winner tonight. Montreal in the blue and black, Toronto FC in the red, and Nick Hagglund coming across to keep this ball in play on the near left touchline. He'll look long towards Sebastian Giovinco, who had a quiet game at Olympic Stadium last week. Hassan Camara gets that one forward towards Bernier. Now picked up by Michael Bradley, the US international, skipping past a couple of challenges. He's into the box, pulled back. Giovinco tried the little flick, but it's through towards Evan Bush.
Great start by Toronto, exactly what we expected. High octane, getting the ball forward, setting the tone. The captain drives forward, takes it down the line. Giovinco can do a lot more, but a good start by them, setting the tone, getting the ball forward, being very aggressive.
Altidore and Giovinco have both been involved in 7 of Toronto FC's 12 goals in the playoffs this season. Altidore, the first player to score in 4 consecutive playoff games since Robbie Keane did it with LA Galaxy in 2012. He also has 3 assists. Giovinco has a goal or an assist in all 4 games in the playoffs this year. If Altidore were to score tonight, he'd become the first player in MLS history to score in 5 straight postseason games. This is Morrow, down the left. Gets the ball from Johnson, who just saw that a little too far in front of Morrow. Mauro Biello, the Impact coach, telling us before the game that he has warned his side. They know they will have to weather an early storm here, but he's confident he has the players necessary to be able to do that.
Yeah, no surprises here about the start. Obviously, Toronto need that goal, so you'd expect them to come forward with some vigour. So Montreal will be more than comfortable with that, knowing that it's coming. Mauro Biello, I assume, have prepared his side properly for that kind of start, so they're ready for it. Now it's about calming it down. Evan Bush has got a goal kick here. He's going to want to take the sting out of this football match.
Impact in the playoffs for the 3rd time in their 5th season in Major League Soccer. Toronto FC in the playoffs for the 2nd time. This is their 10th year in the league. For both of these sides, it's as far as they have ever come. Hagglund with a long ball forward, headed away by Cabrera. Giovinco tried to bring it down, and Cabrera will hammer that one out of play. Comes back towards Zabaleta, who will play the ball inside to Michael Bradley. It was his first playoff goal, Michael Bradley, in that game at Olympic Stadium. Simon couldn't get there. Giovinco tried to bring it down, then he goes down. Nothing given by the referee as Giovinco appealed for a free kick there, and Simon will hammer the ball downfield. Transition is such a big word when you talk about Montreal Impact and how they play, and it's something that maybe TFC didn't deal with particularly well in the first leg, especially in that first hour of the game. Does that change at all for Montreal when they come on the road?
Not particularly. They play the same kind of style. I think the big thing I noticed from the first game was Bernier getting in the little pockets, the little holes behind Michael Bradley, Armando Cooper and Jonathan Osorio. Bradley was left really isolated. He couldn't cover the ground, and that really caused the problem. So TFC won't mind the ball coming from a lot deeper from a centre-half or a full-back position.
Coming through towards Clint Irwin here, who was talking about that impact transition and how dangerous it is. Says maybe he changes his game slightly, plays a little bit further forward off his line to try and make sure he's alert and a few steps further forward if the impact do break quickly.
Yeah, and that's the word, Luke, alert. He has to be on his toes, he has to be ready to help out his defenders. Enduro has blistering speed. He was a teammate of mine at Toronto. I know what he's all about. He's a great guy for getting assists. He's a good team member, so he's very important for Montreal tonight. Toronto are going to have to be on guard with his speed, and Clint Irwin's going to have to help his defence from time to time.
Montreal leading this 3-2 on aggregate from that first leg last week. Toronto FC with the 2 away goals. If it were to finish level on aggregate at the end of 90 minutes tonight, Toronto would go through because of those 2 away goals. If it was a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win for TFC. TFC fans, the impact man there went down a little too easily. Downfield, it was Piatti that was on the ground. Cabrera comes across to try and get there. Bit of a tussle there with Giovinco. Giovinco in with another challenge, and that's a free kick given by Jean Marufo. Montreal fans making the trip to Toronto. They're right at the back of the stand on the far side from our broadcast location. Some 500 or so of them able to get tickets for this one. It is the hottest ticket in town tonight here. Real buzz around BMO Field and around the city leading up to kickoff. Donadel, the vastly experienced midfielder forward, looking towards Mancosu. Mancosu in great form in these playoffs as well. He has 4 goals in the postseason. There you see right at the back of the upper deck, the Montreal fans watching on great vantage point. Yongo will take this throw for Montreal. He scored the Impact's 3rd goal at Olympic Stadium last week, just his 2nd MLS goal. Both of them have come against Toronto FC. The other one was here last year in a 3-1 defeat for Montreal. The looping throw in. Irwin comes a long way to get it.
Well done by Clint Irwin there. Helped his defenders out, came for it nice and confident.
Downfield, Josie Altidore looking to get there first, using his strength. Altidore turns, Giovinco tries to get there, and the foot in from Donadel was so important.
What a tackle, Luke. Magnificent play from Donadel to come back. It looked like for all the world Giovinco was just going to hit it from 16 yards. Again, great play by Clint Irwin. He kicks it early. Altidore using all that strength, out-muscling Cabrera again. And the ball breaks into space for Giovinco, and Donadel comes from nowhere. I thought he was just going to hit the target.
Altidore once again using his strength, and this time gets the free kick. Laurent Simon, the Belgian international, gets a yellow card. It's his 2nd yellow of the playoffs. That does not, though, mean he will miss MLS Cup, because those booking accumulations are now wiped out heading into the final.
Yeah, he gets it wrong here. He just doesn't judge the bounce properly, and Altidore just gets in behind, and I think he does the right thing by pulling him back. Altidore was through there. He takes a clever booking.
It does, though, mean, and you would know this as a former central defender, Stephen, it's a bit early to be getting a yellow. 7 minutes in, he's got to be on his best behaviour for the rest of the night.
Absolutely, it was an error by him, but I do feel that it was a good yellow card to take. Of course, now he's going to have to be careful, but Altidore was through and goal there, and TFC had runners coming in the box.
The Impact have had players sent off on their last 2 visits to BMO Field, and in 3 of their last 4 matches here. Laurent Simon got a red card in a 2-1 defeat in August of last year. Giovinco's ball in is headed away firmly by Mancosu. Piatti tried to get there, and Giovinco battling as the 2 number 10s do a little bit of a shove to each other, and Giovinco gets the foul given against him.
That should be a yellow card also. Giovinco pulls him back. It's a great battle by the 2 superstars. Giovinco pulls his shot back. Piatti's on the break there. Referee Marufo should have gave a yellow card there also.
We've talked about Altidore's strength a couple of times in the first few minutes of this game, and Mauro Biello and the Impact players felt a little aggrieved that they didn't get a free kick in the build-up to the second goal that Toronto FC scored when Altidore appeared to go in with a very strong challenge on Victor Cabrera. Altidore, of course, said there was nothing wrong with it and that Cabrera needed to do some weights.
I think he called it a love tap, look. For me, it was maybe just a foul. I do think he pulled him back. It was a little bit soft, but Toronto FC were lucky to get away with that one.
Hassoun Kamara yesterday, ahead of the Impact leaving for Toronto, when he was talking to the media, talked about the fact that maybe some decisions went in Toronto FC's favour last week. Armando Cooper is down on the far side, injured right now, but play continues. And it's with Justin Morrow, who we expect to push forward down the left side. We've seen him get forward throughout the season. He loves to attack down the left touchline, Justin Morrow. Here's Bernadello, goes out to that far side, Oyongo, and Cooper is still down. The ball will just be put out of play. But rather than both fullbacks going forward tonight for Greg Vanny, do you expect Beitashow to stay home a bit more and just make sure that they don't get caught out by Piatti on that far side?
Yeah, I do, Luke. I think that Piatti's obviously a superstar of this side. Very dangerous. See a look here. I think it's a head knock on Armando Cooper. He's quite still, so hopefully he's going to be okay to continue. But I do think Beitashow is going to stay more back. We spoke to Greg Vanny and we expect that kind of shape. Maybe Haglund to kind of come over in this left back slot so that Morrow can push forward.
Doesn't look good right now with Armando Cooper, who took that knock to the head. Play continued for a minute or so after that challenge. Cooper, who turned 29 last Saturday, started 9 in a row now. Only played 57 minutes at Montreal before being replaced by Will Johnson. As Jonathan Osorio gets called back from warm-ups. He's gone through a few paces on that touchline in case he's needed, but Cooper looks to be okay. I think for Cooper and for Osorio, who we saw there, they didn't affect the game enough, did they, in Montreal last week?
No, Osorio was not in the game for any part of it. Cooper never had one of his stronger games either, Luke. I felt like sort of passed him by a couple of times positionally. He was a little bit caught out where maybe Michael Bradley had vacated an area and it would have been sensible for him to stay in that slot, slow play down where he maybe made a run forward. So, you know, we're going to expect more from him tonight. He's an important player to this side because of the way he can carry the ball forward, buy fouls, drive TFC up the park. So expecting a stronger game from him tonight.
Michael Bradley has talked about the importance of Toronto FC being aggressive and putting on Montreal on the back foot, which they have done through 11 minutes so far. But he also cautioned that his team cannot afford to get frustrated. They have 90 minutes to get the one goal that would get them through if they can keep a clean sheet tonight. Jovinko's ball in, but it's a throw on the far side.
Yeah, patience is important tonight. You know, everybody, crowd especially, they want to go quickly. And I'm sure the guys on the pitch want the fans to get behind them, but it's about patience, it's about doing things properly, making sure they just do the right things. There's a lot of time to score a goal. Obviously for Montreal, it's important for them that they weather the early storm that's going to come from the vociferous atmosphere and then build into the game, which they are starting to do a little bit now.
Big challenge coming in there. And the referee has to sort this out as tempers flare. Just 12 minutes into this second leg. Jaime Rufo did take charge of these two teams at Stade Saputo in the 2-2 tie in October, the penultimate game of the regular season. The 39-year-old referee has some early decisions to make here.
Look, it was a wholehearted challenge by Jose Altidore. I think it's Bernadello who went down really hard, and I think his head may have bounced off the turf. We see it again here. Is Bernadello, and smacks into the turf. Jose Altidore actually gets hurt in the collision as well. Nothing malicious here. Both guys going for the ball. A little bit dangerous on Jose Altidore's part. And Bernadello certainly came off the worst here.
Bernadello still receiving treatment at the moment. Bernadello really has been a key cog in the Impact midfield wheel since they had this run towards the end of the season, where they really found their best form towards the end of the campaign. Mauro Biello feeling Bernadello was absolutely superb, closing down, keeping possession in that road game at New York Red Bulls in the second leg of the conference semi-final. It's been much easier for him to adapt this time because he knew the club, he knew the city. Bernadello rejoining back in July after spending time playing in Spain and Argentina and Mexico, where he was with Cruz Azul. He's played in some big games as well. Club World Cup semi-final against Real Madrid with Cruz Azul in 2014, but right now the Impact tending to Bernadello to see if he can continue in this one.
Yeah, it's a real worrying challenge. You know, he's obviously had the knock from Altidor's shoulder. I don't think it's head-to-head. He's had the knock, and then on the way down, his head's clattered off the pretty firm BMO pitch. He seems to be okay. It's just a question of concussion protocol, whether he was knocked out for any period, whether he can continue in this match. He seems to be holding his shoulder. Maybe the fall onto the ground actually felt it more in the shoulder than in the side of the head.
About the fact that red cards have been a pretty regular thing in meetings between these two teams. Callum Malice was sent off in Montreal's 1-0 win here back in August. That was overturned by the MLS after the game, after a Montreal appeal. But it set off a scuffle and a feisty affair here last time these teams met, and that was Montreal's first ever win here at BMO Field when they came in and Piatti scored the only goal on their last visit back in August. Now Biello saying that they can take a lot of confidence from the fact that they were able to get that first win, learn a lot from that game, and bring it into tonight's match.
Yeah, and that was a ridiculous decision to send Callum Malice off in that game. It was for nothing, but Montreal didn't let it affect them. They obviously played just as tight as they normally play, maybe a little tighter with the 10 men, and broke up the park. Piatti scored a wonderful goal.
Cooper will chase, so Yongo is back there, and the Cameroon international turns, but Cooper nicks the ball back here. Cooper up against Simon, and that's behind for a first corner.
Great defending by Simon, not letting the ball come in the box. Yongo's down in the corner here. I don't know if he twists an ankle on the pitch. Betishaw flicks it on. Cooper does well to run it behind. But Yongo's an awkward one. Maybe his knee. Seems like his studs get caught a little bit in the pitch, but Simon does very well to defend it out for a corner and allow Montreal to regroup.
So across goes Sebastian Giovinco, the first player in MLS history to have 30 goals and assists combined in back-to-back seasons. Looks like he'll leave this one for Cooper. Toronto FC spent a considerable amount of time yesterday at the end of training working on set-piece situations, free kicks and corner kicks, trying a few different things. We'll wait to see if anything makes its way off the training ground and into the club's biggest ever game. 0-0 in the 17th minute of play as Giovinco plays it in, looking for Josie Altidor. He managed to get the space. The ball was good, but he couldn't make the connection he would have desired.
Yeah, it was very well worked by Toronto. Three bigger lads near the penalty spot, looking to move. A lot of pulling and tugging there. And Josie Altidor comes from the back. I think he did this at Houston, away in Houston earlier on this season, scored a wonderful goal. But Montreal were aware, Dominic Caduro especially, coming from the edge of the box just to put Josie Altidor off.
Josie Altidor has 14 goals in his last 18 Toronto FC appearances since returning from injury. He scored 6 in his last 7. He is the form man in the Toronto side right now. Irwin clears the ball downfield. Here's Morrow. A reminder, if Toronto FC wins tonight, they will face Seattle in MLS Cup and they will host here at BMO Field. If the Impact wins, MLS Cup will be hosted by the Sounders. Montreal must travel to Seattle for the final, December 10th. Giovinco. Now Cooper. Back for Sebastian Giovinco. Plenty of Montreal men back as Giovinco looks to find Will Johnson. And a spectacular effort couldn't be kept down.
What a spectacular effort by Will Johnson. It's a good play on the right-hand side. Giovinco puts in the ball. Will Johnson makes a nice run in. Here we see it. Giovinco, a lovely little give and go. Will Johnson makes a lovely late run, catches Dominic Caduro off guard. Spectacular effort, actually gets a good connection, just can't get over the ball and get it on target.
Montreal won back-to-back games on 3 occasions during the regular season. They never managed 3 wins in a row. Now, in the postseason, 4 victories back-to-back. Here's Mankosu. Mankosu couldn't get past Zavaleta, but This is Piatti now down the left side. Mancosu trying to play it back towards Piatti, and Bradley will clear towards halfway. Donadel underneath it. Donadel and Giovinco clashing, the two Italians. Let's head downstairs. Here's KJ. Down to KJ in a few moments' time. Here's Patrice Bernier with the ball forward. Now it's Dominic Aduro, the former Toronto FC man. Finds Mancosu. He'll look to cut inside. Bradley was there. Here's Justin Morrow to clear the ball up towards halfway. Now it's Giovinco. Johnson ahead. Cooper off to the right. As Giovinco carries this one forward, he looks over the top towards Altidore. Here's KJ.
Thanks, Lee. There's a lot of discussion down here on the Montreal bench, particularly the medical staff, about Hernan Bernardello. He spent less than 30 seconds on the sideline with them asking him a few questions. Just something to keep an eye on right now. Obviously, the player's discretion is out there, and you've got to be the most important thing with him.
Bradley's ball forward. Altidore trying to get there. He goes down after a challenge from Cabrera. Rough and tumble through 20 minutes at BMO Field so far. Exactly what you'd expect from a derby game. Exactly what you would expect from TFC and the Impact.
Yeah, very physical match. Nobody's given an inch. Both sides are completely committed to this Eastern Conference Championship. Bit of a sign was here, nothing in it. Cabrera actually does well to get his head on it.
Brought down by Cooper, up against Oyongo. Now Beitashow, this is Bradley. Cabrera gets ahead to that one, and now helped forward by Aduro. Off Hagland for Michael Bradley. Bradley's new US coach, Bruce Arena, in attendance here tonight, along with Sunil Gulati, the president of the US Soccer Federation. Commissioner Don Garber here, Vic Montaliani, the CSA president. Of course, he's also now running CONCACAF, president of the CONCACAF region, vice president of FIFA. 36,000 people on hand for this one. Here's Simon. Now Beitashow ball forward. Well, Johnson tried to get there, but Aduro was first to react. This is Bernardello. Back for Donadel. Hagland heads away. Now Justin Morrow will look to help that one downfield. Asum Camara back over halfway. Camara went off injured in that first game at Olympic Stadium with a calf issue. Severe cramping, missed a few days of training. Drogba on the bench tonight for Montreal, also missed training due to flu. Ivory Coast star returning to training yesterday for the first time. Hagland going backwards towards Drew Moore. Hagland's biggest career game. This is Eric Zavaleta. Probably the same goes for him as well. He has played at a Youth World Cup, also won the College Cup with Indiana, so he has in his younger days experienced high-pressure situations, but nothing quite compares to something like this.
Yeah, there's one thing playing for your country in an under-17 tournament. There's another thing playing here, Luke, in Eastern Conference Championship.
Patrice Bernier charging forward, but it's picked up by Moore, who won MLS Cup right here at BMO Field in 2010 with Colorado. Johnson, who won MLS Cup twice, last year with Portland, although he didn't play in the final. In 2009 played. Here's Justin Morrow with a ball across. Johnson winning in Seattle with Real Salt Lake in 2009.
Should have did better there, Justin Morrow. Fantastic running ball by Michael Bradley. I felt he should have went for goal. He was very close in.
Bradley with a ball out to the far side. Oyongo heads it away, and then Beitashow caught forward. Will Johnson comes across covering. And there's Bradley. Bernier did really well. The veteran Canadian midfielder gets it forward for Mancosu. Piatti is out to the left. Beitashow trying to track back. Mancosu finds Aduro. It's Aduro! Dominic Aduro scores again, as he did in the first leg. The former Toronto player returns to BMO Field to haunt his old team.
Patrice Bernier starts his whole move off in the centre of the field. Does magnificently well to get away from Michael Bradley. Finds Moncosu in a nice little pocket. He drives with the ball like he always does. Great touch by Aduro. Sets up the opportunity for himself. Just peels off Haglund in between Morrow and Haglund and slots it home like he did a week ago.
He's now been involved in 5 of the last 6 goals for Montreal. He had a goal and an assist last week at Olympic Stadium. His first MLS playoff goal, and now he follows it up with another one a week later. Greg Vanny was asked yesterday about the mindset if Montreal scored first. And he talked about not panicking, the fact that Toronto FC would still be through if they won this game by 2-1.
I can't overestimate Patrice Bernier's role in that goal. He got a difficult ball in the middle of the park. Bradley pressed him really well. His first touch was magnificent, took him away for Bradley. Bradley bites in, pivots, then has the awareness to pick his head up and find Moncosu in the hole. Magnificent play by the veteran Canadian.
Patrice Bernier was so effective last week, had a couple of assists on Aduro and Oyongo's goals. Now Toronto FC really will have to come at Montreal. Donadel out to the far side, it's Oyongo. Now Piatti. 4-2 for Montreal on aggregate. 1-0 on the night. This is Cooper. He's fouled by Oyongo, and a free kick given by Jean Marufo, the referee, just inside the TFC half.
He plays for that. Just feels for the touch and goes down. I'd like to see him drive forward, take the ball, find a red shot.
Well worked by Javinko before he's fouled in the challenge with Donadel. Donadel unhappy with the referee's decision.
Javinko's just so elusive. You think you win the ball, and he just, the little legs of his just managed to get there and take it away more. I think it was a free kick. Donadel just biting at his ankles a little bit too much.
Since the 2-leg conference finals were introduced in 2012, no team has advanced to MLS Cup after losing the first leg of the conference final. That is what Toronto FC's goal is tonight. It's Montreal Impact with the first goal here at BMO Field. Sebastian Javinko from distance is well off target.
And Dominic Aduro, who started last week, got the first important goal. Patrice Bernier pass through and goal. The composure to slip it under Clint Irwin. He had a fantastic half, and again tonight started very well. Moncosu does fantastic, driving at people, committing people, making defenders come out, allowing space for Aduro, and his touch was magnificent, and then the composure to slip it in the corner.
It's Aduro once again here. This time Haglund gets back and puts it out of play for a Montreal corner. Cross comes Marco Donadel to take this one.
He's in no rush to take it, the 28th minute.
Donadel, the 33-year-old Italian, former AC Milan, Sampdoria, Napoli, Fiorentina, played in the Champions League. During his time in Italy, that's the experienced player that Montreal can call upon. Taking his time about the corner. Good delivery from Donadel. Out of the way by Moore. Back for Donadel, who hammers it into the south end at BMO Field. regular season meetings between these sides this season. Toronto FC winning at Stade Saputo in April as Sebastian Giovinco scored twice. Montreal winning right here at BMO Field in August. Their first win in Toronto, Nacho Piatti with the winner in the 73rd minute. And then just in October at Stade Saputo, a 2-2 draw when Piatti scored twice. Altidore and Ricketts got TFC's goals. Ricketts tying it up with 4 minutes left to play. Also played in the Canadian Championship this year over 2 legs as Toronto FC won 4-2 on aggregate. Cooper chasing forward, Simon, Belgian international in there with a challenge to put it out. Altidore, now Cooper. It's a very bright start from Toronto FC, and they find themselves trailing here as we approach the half hour. Bradley going backwards towards Moore. There's Johnson. The rain starting to fall here at BMO Field. This is picked up by Will Johnson. Now Bradley. Here's Justin Morrow. Push forward for Giovinco. Giovinco up against Cabrera here. Cabrera stands strong. Picked up now by Morrow. This is Hagland. Hagland with the ball in. Headed away by Piatti. Bradley. Over the top, Giovinco looked to be offside, and the flag does go up on Sebastian Giovinco.
Just went a little bit early. Again, good play from Bradley and Giovinco on the same wavelength. Makes a fantastic little run, just goes a little bit too early. Bradley plays a nice ball forward, but it's marginally offside.
So here's Evan Bush to get things going. With the Impact leading by 1-0. It was scored by Dominic Caduro in the 24th minute. Evan Bush with the Impact since their NASL days back in 2011. Cooper gets a flick and Altidore will bring it down. Finds Giovinco. Cooper continues the run forward. And then Giovinco will chase this one and he'll just get there before it goes out of play. Simon doing the defending as Giovinco is fouled. Free kick close to the byline.
He doesn't have to dive in there, Simon. He's got Giovinco, he's got to slow him down. Could be a question of setting yellow card here. Giovinco squares him up. Lovely footwork. Simon doesn't have to go to ground. Giving away a needless free kick in a dangerous situation.
Simon got a yellow card tonight after just 7 minutes play. And I think that might have been what Michael Bradley was saying to referee Jaime Rufo. Giovinco is standing over this one. 4 goals and 3 assists in the playoffs this year as Giovinco plays it in the front post, and it wasn't the best delivery from the little Italian.
Poor delivery, he's got to whip that in. Tried something a little bit too cute. Rather see him whip it in. Have red shirts running into the box.
Justin Morrow's ball forward. Hagland tried to bring it down. Bernier hammers it clear as far as Zavaleta. Now it's Will Johnson. Flicks the ball through for Josie Altidore. He tries to play it back into the path of Johnson. And the referee gives a free kick away at Montreal. Johnson and Cabrera going in with the challenge. And Cabrera is the one left on the floor.
Wholehearted challenge by Will Johnson, but it was a little bit dangerous again by TFC. It's a lovely bit of play. Altidore with a flick back. Very well read by Cabrera. He comes over. Nothing malicious in it, but it's very dangerous. We've seen bookings for things like that before. Again, his eyes are on the ball, nothing malicious, but Cabrera comes down hard. He gets the ball first. Magnificent cover by Victor Cabrera.
Cabrera in his 2nd year in Major League Soccer, making the move permanent last January after spending 2015 on loan from River Plate. See Mauro Biello there talking to Baldomero Toledo, the 4th official. You tend to forget because Mauro Biello has been around Montreal so long that this is his first full year as a head coach. Biello, of course, born in Montreal. It's his 7th year with the Impact coaching staff, dating back to the days before Major League Soccer. Spent 16 of his 19 years playing career with Montreal. And what a job he has done this year to get this side to this position right now.
It's been absolutely outstanding, Luke. He's been pretty much perfect. He's a group of personalities, and some might say difficult players to coach and manage. Obviously, they have strong opinions on the game, they have experience. And being a young coach, to get this group together, to buy into what he wants from his team, to play in this style, and to a man, everybody accepting what the coach wants. All the credit to him.
Toronto FC a goal down, but their fans still able to sing in the rain 10 minutes before half-time here. A reminder, a 2-1 win for Toronto FC would be enough to take them through. Even though it would finish 4-4 on aggregate, they would go through on away goals. Johnson's ball down the left, finds Sebastian Jovinko. He's up against Donadell. Bernadello comes across as well. Jovinko's cross is good. The Impact getting clear as far as Stephen Beitashaw here. Now it's Altidore. Altidore up against Piatti, did really well to make the challenge, and it's down towards halfway where Zavaleta will bring the ball under control. Bradley scored a couple of goals against Montreal last year, Michael Bradley, and then one last week at Olympic Stadium. Morrow down the line. Here's Will Johnson. Johnson back in the side tonight, making his first start since September the 24th, when TFC tied with Philadelphia. Jonathan Osorio makes way tonight. He started the last 18 games, right back to the middle of July. Wonderful night for Canadian soccer here at BMO Field, as one of these two teams will become the first Canadian side to advance to MLS Cup.
Toronto find it really difficult to play between the lines here. Most of their numerical advantages behind the ball. Find it difficult to find gaps.
Altidore here, running at Oyongo. Altidore into the box. Oyongo stands firm and puts the ball out for another corner.
That was better, it was a little bit quicker. Guys moving a little bit more, getting some space between the lines. Altidore driving at Oyongo, who defends very well.
It's the second Toronto FC corner of the game. And Sebastian Jovinko is across there to take it. Played it towards Haglund with a header. It's cleared off the line, and Cooper scoops it in from close range. Armando Cooper, 36 minutes gone. He scores his first goal for Toronto FC. It's tied at 1-1.
What a delivery from Sebastian Jovinko. And Nick Haglund comes from the edge of the ball, attacks it so well. He's very unlucky, great defender on the line. I think it's Bernadello, but it breaks back to Cooper, and he has the presence of mind to pick his head up, find the corner with his left foot, bringing Toronto right back in this tie.
So it's tied up at 1-1. The Impact leading 4-3 on aggregate. And here's Will Johnson with a ball through for Cooper to chase onto here. It's Armando Cooper, goes round Bush. The referee doesn't give the penalty as Cooper went down wanting the spot kick. Bradley furious, right in the face of Jaya Marufo. The result is a goal kick here.
Greg Vanny's incensed. Great run from Cooper off the back of Simon. It looks like Bush is going to hold up. I think he just holds up enough. He realises he isn't going to get there, puts his hands up in the air. Not enough contact for me. As we see the goal again, Giovinco, great delivery. Haglund with a wonderful header. And Armando Cooper slips in the net, urging his team back to the halfway line to restart the match, pushing on for that second goal.
Having conceded after 24 minutes, Toronto FC are back level on the night through Armando Cooper. Asun Camera is down now. Michael Bradley screaming at Baldomero Toledo, the fourth official on the near side, still incensed about that no call on the penalty.
Does he have a point? We're going to see it again here. This is a challenge first. I think maybe Kamara Camera catches Will Johnson in the head, maybe with his boot, jumps so high, again nothing malicious. Maybe it's his knee actually catching the back of Will Johnson's head.
Let's head down to KJ.
Thanks, Luke. Obviously electric down here between the benches. It's absolutely remarkable in this game here that we cover for a living how many times big games are decided by set pieces. It's been a dominant theme that we've talked to the coaches about for a while. Greg Vanny told me that he didn't even need to use any of his specialized set pieces in the New York City FC game because of the one-sided nature of the game. Again, in Montreal, it was more of a direct play coming from behind. The set pieces weren't there, but when they needed it there the most, as Stephen knows, scoring goals from set pieces himself, the ball in and the Nick Hagglund header has got Toronto FC back in this game.
Well, someone asked me in a radio interview I did in the build-up to this game what I expected tonight. I said I've got absolutely no idea, but one thing I could guarantee, there will be goals. And there might well be quite a few of them. It was never set up to be one of those 0-0 games, and through 40 minutes so far, it's been a roller coaster of a ride, and we have at least 50 more minutes to go.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful football match. We've seen everything: commitment, goals, aggression, some good periods of play. Everything we expected from these two teams.
A difficult night as well for Jean Marufo, the referee, who has had plenty to do through 40 minutes of play. He only showed one red card in 17 MLS regular season games this season. Jean Marufo, 2008 MLS Referee of the Year, 2014 All-Star referee. He has the experience to take charge of a game of this magnitude. Field is bouncing amidst the smoke right now. It's just hanging over the pitch. Play forward for Altidore. Now it's Justin Morrow down the left side. Camera comes across to do the defending as Morrow slides it in for Josie Altidore. Back towards Michael Bradley. And Doro does well to get it away, and then Cooper with a challenge. Armando Cooper's first goal for Toronto FC. On loan from Arabe Unido in Panama, made his debut in the middle of September. Probably having his least effective game in a red jersey in that first leg. Here's Javinko's ball across. Hassoun Camera gets back there, appeals for a handball from Josie Altidore and the fans in the stands, but nothing given by the referee.
Yeah, I think he was caught in two minds there. He was thinking about chasing them back, and then he wasn't sure where Giovinco was. Gets caught in two minds. Correct decision. Evan Bush cleans up.
Toronto FC are back where they were at the start of this game, needing one goal to take them through. Coming up at half-time, we'll head back down to the panel. KJ with Greg Sutton and Andy Petrillo will break things down. Bradley's ball inside for Cooper. Now it's Will Johnson. Bradley. Fouled by Bernadello. The Argentine, Hernan Bernadello, took a knock to the head early in this game, but he was okay to continue. Montreal getting everybody back behind the ball here as Michael Bradley looks to take this free kick quickly. Cabrera heads away. It's Drew Moore's high ball in, looking for Sebastian Giovinco. He's up against Doyongo, who only half clears. Piatti is there. Beitashour will try and help that one back for Michael Bradley. He did well there, the former Vancouver man. Then Bradley's ball driven in. And now Dominic Adoro. Here comes that quick transition that we've spoken so much about. And Toronto FC backpedaling here as Mancosu has the ball. Bradley able to drop back. And that's one of the reasons that Will Johnson was brought into the side tonight, so that Michael Bradley and Will Johnson could provide that extra protection in front of the back line for that transition.
Yeah, and they were definitely missing that in the first leg. Michael Bradley was getting dragged in different positions like he did there. But in the difference in this game is Will Johnson can then occupy that central area of midfield. Bradley does a good job in more of a sort of right centre-half slot, collects the ball. He breaks so quickly, it's so dangerous in the break. But at some point in this game, for their defensive shape, they're going to have to keep the ball a little bit and give their defenders a breather.
Evan Bush did not keep that one in play. So it's another corner for Toronto FC. Josie Altidore looking to take it quickly. Giovinco just gesturing to Josie Altidore to just calm down, wait for the big guys to come forward.
It's an important 2 minutes here. With added on time, it's going to be important until the half. Montreal have to hold firm. TFC are on top here.
And we're expecting 3 minutes to be added on at the end of the half. That's the word from the touchline right now. Giovinco's ball in. Altidore with a header! Josie Altidore cannot stop scoring right now! Five playoff games, 5 playoff goals. Toronto from 1 down, lead 2-1.
Delivery from a corner, Giovinco whips it in the near post, doesn't get it high enough, but a fantastic run from Josie Altidore. Just gets in front of the defender and glances it in the near post past Evan Bush. Can't stop scoring goals right now. Toronto FC 2-1 lead.
Josie Altidore with his 5th goal of the playoffs. Now 15 goals in 19 games and 7 goals in his last 8 matches. Altidore becomes the first player in MLS history to score in 5 consecutive playoff games. It's in towards Piatti. Johnson looks to clear as Montreal look to try and get back on level terms before the break. It is tied up on aggregate. But this would be a scoreline that would see Toronto FC advance on away goals. Peter Shaw letting that one drop over his head and will look to clear downfield. We thought the first leg had all the thrills and spills that you could want in a game, but this one is equal to it as Johnson is fouled by Cabrera. And we're into the second of 3 minutes time being added on at the end of this half.
Montreal just got a little bit too deep. Goals do change games. They look quite comfortable until that first goal. And then they just have the tendency to get a little bit too deep.
Bradley's ball forward. Altidore tries to get there. You know, just as the playoffs started, I spoke to Josie Altidore about some of the big games that he's been involved in down his career. He referenced the 2013 Dutch Cup final when he scored the winner for AZ Alkmaar against PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands there. It was their club's first cup win in 31 years. And he talked about that big game experience, saying that that was the sort of game where he really grew up, and you can't have a substitute for going through those experiences in the big moments. And Josie Altidore has shown that on a number of occasions through these playoffs.
Yeah, there's nothing like that experience. Having been there and did it at whatever level, in whatever league, it's really important. It helps you settle down. You feel familiar with the situation, and there's no doubt that Toronto FC's 3 designated players, and especially Josie Altidore, have stepped up in the biggest stage.
It's tied 4-4 on aggregate. 2-1 on the night for Toronto FC. As we're in the final seconds of this scintillating first 45 here by the shores of Lake Ontario, where a capacity crowd of 36,000 are enjoying a really entertaining game. It is half-time here at BMO Field. Toronto FC trailed after 24 minutes when their former player, Dominic Caduro, scored to make it 1-0, but Cooper and Altidore score goals to give TFC the 2-1 advantage. Well, if the second 45 minutes is anywhere near as entertaining as the first, it will be quite a ride here at BMO Field. The Eastern Conference Championship trophy will be handed out here tonight after full time to one of these Canadian teams. As we start the second half, it is tied on aggregate at 4-4, but if things stay the same, Toronto FC would win on away goals, having scored those 2 goals in the 3-2 loss at Olympic Stadium in the first leg last week. TFC in the red, the Impact in the blue and black stripes, as the ball drifts out of play. And already, in the opening seconds of this, we see that tension continue to bubble over as it did in the first half. Stephen Caldwell alongside.
Yeah, it just continues right where we left off, Luke. Straight at it, Donadale having a little cheap shot at Jose Altidore as the ball goes out, sending him off his feet, the side tracking at the side of the pitch, so no love lost between either of these sides.
Tonight's broadcast also available in TSN 4K. Is played out by Bernier to the far side for Hassoun Camara, 32-year-old French defender. And Mankosu finds Aduro. Aduro with a deflected shot, and difficult take that for Clint Irwin off the wet turf right now.
He does very well here. Aduro gets the ball in some space, drives forward. Clint Irwin does well to hold on to this. Lovely bit of skill from Mankosu. Aduro finds some space, deflects off Drew Moore, and Clint Irwin does well to smother that and not let it spill too far from his body.
Venegas out to the far side for Camara. Venegas came on late in that game at Olympic Stadium last week, the final 3 minutes, replacing Patrice Bernier, Costa Rican international. His 7th MLS playoff appearance, all of them coming as a substitute. Soyongo. Montreal must now chase the game. Driven downfield by Moore. A few words there between Piatti and Cooper. Greg Vanny waving to his players and screaming as if to suggest that he wants them to get up and not sink too far backwards towards their own penalty area. It's Montreal on the front foot in the opening moments of this second half. Johnson picks it up now, and it's Michael Bradley with the ball forward for Javinko to chase onto. Javinko up against Cabrera. Javinko tried to play it through, Altidore couldn't get there. Morrow made a run forward down the left side. This is Oyongo. All the way through to Clint Irwin, the former Colorado Rapids man, who has started 9 of the last 10 now after missing 14 games out injured.
A good ball to release the pressure from Michael Bradley. Giovinco drives inside. Camara does really well to block that Evan Bush alert to collect it and play the ball forward. Toronto have to be careful they don't drop too deep here, following the same tendencies that Montreal did, being in a leading position. They've got to make sure they keep the ball and they move up the park.
3-2 is the only scoreline tonight that would see this game go to extra time. And if it was still tied after that, it would be a penalty shootout to decide who wins and who moves on to MLS Cup. I get the feeling there are more goals in this one, Stephen.
I've thought that all along, Luke. I do feel there's goals on both these sides. These formations don't really match up for me, the 3-5-2 against the 4-3-3. And I feel like whoever's on top and dominating the other team can almost score at will, so expect more goals.
There was a 3-3 draw here between these teams back in July of 2013. A guy called Caldwell scored on that night.
Bullet header it was, Luke.
Must throw in one goal. No? Oyongo there goes down under a challenge with Beitashaw, and that's out for a throw for Toronto FC.
I remember the game well, Luke. I think it was my first, maybe my only goal for TFC. We started really poorly, went a goal down. We came back into the game 3-1 up, and the last 25 minutes was absolutely crazy. Two teams going at each other, end-to-end stuff, just the type of game I hated. Running back and forward, and a real rip-roaring derby, as they say.
And it's the same sort of game we are seeing here tonight. team in the MLS Playoff since 2012 when the two-leg conference finals were introduced. No team has advanced after losing the first leg. Only once in MLS Playoff history has a club trailed by 3 goals in a two-leg series and come back to win the tie. That was San Jose Earthquakes in 2003. Maduro chasing forward and comes out, Irwin gets there. It was one of the greatest games in MLS history. The Earthquakes were down 4-0, went on to beat LA Galaxy 5-4 in sudden death extra time. Toronto FC were 3 down after 53 minutes at Olympic Stadium in leg 1. Greg Vanny unhappy with what happened there as Altidore goes down and the free kick is given the way of Toronto.
It's Altidore and Donadell again, colliding with each other. Something going on here between these two. Donadell's complaining, says that Jose Altidore's making a meal of this, but he's just getting in front. He's wonderful at this, Donadell. Marco Donadell just getting in front, just puts his arm up. Not a lot in it for me. In a tough game like this, you've got to expect challenges like that.
Michael Bradley standing over this free kick for Toronto FC. Bradley goes across for Will Johnson, Canadian international. Johnson out to the far side. Haglund gets it back towards Johnson, 29-year-old Toronto-born midfielder who is out of contract at the end of this season. Jovinko couldn't quite keep that one in play. Up to the far side. Now played in towards Piatti. Picked up by Venegas. Through for Piatti here. Nacho Piatti! It's in! Montreal have the goal that ties it up on the night at 2-2.
The most important player for this team has just put Montreal back in the driving seat. The second half, he's been coming inside a lot more, him and Aduro, trying to occupy that back 3 and drag Betashore in with them. And we see him in a really central position here. Good intricate stuff. He's playing like a number 9 here almost. He finds some space, and for once he sort of bundles his finish. He doesn't quite move out his feet to get a shot at it. But he still manages to wriggle it past Clint Irwin. Sort of comes off Haglund, I think it is, and Adora's fallen it in to make sure Betashore has no chance to clear it. Montreal in a fantastic position here, kind of deflects off Haglund. But it's that central play from Piatti and Aduro coming in off the flanks now, causing a real problem for this Toronto defence.
Might even be an own goal there. Nacho Piatti is credited with his 4th goal of the playoffs. And Kosu just pushed away from the referee there by Patrice Bernier. A reminder, at 3-2, it would go to extra time. This is sent long. Biongo heads it away. Jovinko bundled down, and now some space here for Patrice Bernier. This is Aduro. Cabrera's ball forward. Venegas chested off and helped forward by Donadell. Headed away by Zavaleta. This is Cooper. Jovinko will chase. He's offside. The referee will pull this one back for a free kick. Toronto FC get the free kick deep in their own half as Cooper was fouled.
Cooper just receiving a bit of a late challenge, not a lot in that. I do really admire Armando Cooper as a football player, but I think he goes down a little bit too easy at times. Yes, he can buy fouls, but sometimes I'd like to see him stay on his feet, drive forward more with the ball.
Piatti now has 4 goals in his last 4 games against Toronto FC. Scored the winner right here at BMO Field in August. Scored both goals in a 2-2 tie at Stade Saputo in October. 5 goals and 4 assists in 8 games against Toronto for Nacho Piatti, who has had a spectacular season. Bradley's ball forward. Now it's Altidore. This is Jovinko, and that's a foul by Jovinko on Oyongo, and a free kick for Montreal.
Going to see the goal again here. Suspicion of offside. Ignacio Piatti just onside. Maduro's offside, but he's second phase, not interfering with play. In the end, doesn't even touch the ball. Correct decision by the assistant referee.
Montreal Impact in front, 5-4 on aggregate. If it stays like this, they would be going to Seattle for MLS Cup on December 10th.
And the concern for TFC now is that third Montreal goal would really be a killer. It would hurt them a lot because, of course, they would go ahead on the away goals. So, you know, they've got to obviously push for this goal to get back in the game. They've got to be very careful. Can't afford any mistakes at the back now.
Aduro once again for Montreal. Aduro wriggling free from the challenge, and here's a free kick.
Yeah, it was obstruction by Moncosu, but wonderful play from Dominic Aduro again. Terrorised his old clubs in 1.5 games so far of this Eastern Conference Championship. Been magnificent driving the ball forward, lovely footwork here. Moncosu just obstructing Justin Morrow. Correct decision by the referee.
If Montreal were to score again, Toronto FC would need 3. Drew Moore's ball forward. Soyongo, closed down by Cooper. Now Venegas, who came on at half-time. Venegas, the Costa Rican international, pulled down by Morrow.
Magnificent play by Venegas. Great start to the second half. Coming on at half-time in a game like this is not easy to pick up the pace, and he's done that from the first minute. Great control, driving forward. Morrow has to pull him back.
The rain started not long after kickoff, and it has been falling steadily ever since here at BMO Field. Donadell standing over the free kick for Montreal. A good ball in, headed away by Stephen Bateshaw. Oyongo brings it down, cuts inside on Cooper. Cleared away. Cooper. Cooper is fouled by Oyongo. Toronto FC fighting their way back from 1-0 down to go 2-1 up by half-time. It was tied at 4-4 on aggregate. Piatti's goal in the 53rd minute has the Impact back on level terms on the night and in front overall.
Good ball by Zavaleta.
Bernier racing forward. Goes inside here towards Venegas. Bradley stepping in. Bradley and Venegas went head-to-head with their national teams a couple of weeks ago as the US were beaten by Costa Rica. Venegas scored on that night. Donadell with the ball forward, goes off the head of Moore and behind. It's a corner for Montreal. And they will take their time over this one. They are half an hour away from being crowned Eastern Conference champion. What an achievement it would be for the Impact in their 5th season in MLS to make it to MLS Cup. Joining the league in 2012. teardrop with a few words there for Donadel. As the Italian takes this corner, Owen came to try and get there. Owen having to scramble back as Simon heads it over the bar.
Clint Irwin's a lucky boy here. Comes searching for this corner. It's a wrong decision, doesn't get anywhere near it. Good ball in by Donadel. Encouragement from Didier Drogba at the side. Doesn't get near that. And Simon has the strength to get a header on it, just can't get the ball down on target.
Donadel's header forward brought down by Piatti. Venegas trying to get there, Will Johnson hustling back. And Will Johnson and Cooper got the ball, but unfairly according to referee Marufo, as Tosin Ricketts gets set to come in for Toronto FC. Made a big impact off the bench last week. They need a goal. A young goal. Montreal having the better of the possession. Now that's a silly foul from Cooper. It will be Will Johnson making way to allow Tosin Ricketts to come into this game.
Silly foul by Cooper. It's a dangerous situation. Donadel has great delivery. He just showed from the corner kick on the same side. He can whip this right in on Clint Irwin's back post and have runners.
It's Donadel's delivery, a dangerous one, volleyed away by Michael Bradley. Cabrera back forward, Drew Moore with a powerful header towards halfway. There's Patrice Bernier, gets it back forward. Tosin Ricketts set to come in as we head downstairs to KJ.
Thanks, Luke. Obviously, with Will Johnson coming off, Tosin Ricketts starting. He's had a very good impact as a Toronto FC bench. Scored in Montreal in the regular season, has made big differences coming on in the playoff game against New York City FC. Greg Vanney told me yesterday he contemplated starting Tosin Ricketts, but looked at opportunities like this to come on and make a big difference late in games, and here he is now when they need a goal, guys.
He's been a fantastic impact sub, KJ. You make the point there. I also think it allows Sebastian Giovinco some more space in coming in that retreated role, playing off the back of Donadel, finding some space to drive forward and find one of the two front men.
Will Johnson playing 62 minutes in his first start since mid-September. Tosin Ricketts has a goal and an assist in the playoffs this year, scored in the first leg of the conference semi-finals against NYCFC. On a substitute in all 5 playoff games now. Came on in the 57th minute at the Big O last week, replacing Osorio. 3 goals in 11 regular season appearances, having joined Toronto mid-season. Bradley, backwards for Moore. Walked down by Donadel.
Magnificent play by Donadel.
Yongo now down the left. Bradley brings it down. Piatti. We talked before the game about the impact on the road in the playoffs so far. In the knockout round, they had a 4-goal lead at DC United before winning by 4 goals to 2. In the conference semi-final, they won 2-1 at New York Red Bulls. Both statement results for this team away from home. They have been in this position before against good teams. They know how to get the job done.
They're a fabulous road team. They're very secure in what they do. They play a sort of defensive style. They break really quickly. We've said that a number of times, but what you have to give Mauro Biello credit for is at the start of the second half, these wide guys went more infield. Maduro, especially Piatti, almost like a second striker, number 10 type position. Caused so many problems for Toronto. They got a little bit narrow, dragged Betishour in, and then they get the goal that they needed.
Donadel turns. Cabrera. Played forward by Hassan Cameron. Zabaleta finds Bradley. Bradley towards Giovinco, who has 1 assist tonight. He's been involved on both TFC goals. Now Bernier charging forward. He played a key role in Adoro's goal on the 24th minute tonight. field tonight. The TFC fans know this would not be enough for their side. Hammered downfield by Owen. Ricketts holds it up well. Goes backwards for Zavaleta.
Great ball.
Brought down by Morrow. Down the line towards Giovinco. He's up against Cabrera. Sebastian Giovinco here, turning against Victor Cabrera. Good cross in. Ricketts couldn't get ahead to it. Donadell was there first to clear it well. Mancosu hooks that ball forward, and Dominic Aduro could be away here. Keeps it in play against Hagland. Dominic Aduro does really well here against Hagland. He's got support now from Venegas. It's Johan Venegas for Montreal. Owen makes the save.
Oh, almost gone under his hand. Great play from Montreal. That fast break that we expect from them. Magnificent early header from Donadell, and they break so quickly and it almost gets under Clint Irwin's hand. Dominic Aduro turning Nick Hagland inside now, getting his head up, finding a great pass. Venegas been excellent since he came on, and Clint Irwin just sort of smothers it with it inside of his forearm. Good save.
Almost at the midway mark in the second half. As Sebastian Giovinco picks it up here. He gets the cross in, it's deep, it's too deep from Sebastian Giovinco. And it's a goal kick for Montreal, who took 19 points from 17 matches away from home in the regular season. 4 regular season road wins, including one here at BMO Field. 13 out of 19 results they've had away from home this season would be good enough to advance tonight. And right now, this is a result that would see the Impact through.
Toronto need to try and switch the point of the attack quicker. You've seen there a good ball by Zavaleta out to Justin Morrow, giving Sebastian Giovinco a 1v1 situation. The key to this game is can they switch the point of the attack and drag this Montreal defence, not allow them to be static.
Bradley chasing back here as well to get the ball off Mancosu. Inside for Josie Altidore. Beitashour is in space down the right. Ricketts, Giovinco in the middle. Hagland there as well. Now it's with Sebastian Giovinco. It's a decent cross in. Asum Camera flicks it away for a corner.
Again, they went from left to right, Luke. Sorry to interrupt you. Switching the point of the attack. Beitashour squeezing up this right-hand side. Stretching Montreal to allow Giovinco a 1v1 situation. A fantastic delivery, well defended.
Cooper goes short towards Justin Morrow. And now it's played into space for Morrow to chip this one into the edge of the box. Hagland with a header! Nick Hagland climbing high! It's 3-2 for TFC, and it is tied 5-5 on aggregate. Once again, set pieces causing problems for Montreal. What a night at BMO Field!
I thought his header from the first goal was good. This is even better. Montreal do not defend this well. They only put one guy out. Piatti creates a 2v1 situation. Aduro should come back there, and it's chipped in, and he attacks it from the penalty spot. Magnificent run and jump, getting his header down. Outstanding goal from Nick Hagland. Montreal will be bitterly disappointed. Another poor defensive goal, but TFC are right back in this match. Evan Bush has no chance.
Nick Hagland didn't score in the regular season. He has 2 MLS goals. They were both in his rookie year back in 2014 when he was drafted 10th overall. But he has had 2 assists in the playoffs. And now he has a goal. And here comes Toronto again down the left with Morrow. In for Giovinco with a header straight at Bush. This scoreline would take this tie to extra time.
Exactly what this crowd wants. TFC pushing forward, more down the left-hand side. Giovinco coming from deep again. It's a good header. Unfortunate for him, it's straight at Bush, who gobbles it up easily.
Quite an atmosphere inside BMO Field, with the 35 5,500 TFC fans and the 500 Impact fans packed inside this stadium, which has extra seats added behind the goal away to our right, where Evan Bush is defending in this second half.
What an advert for Canadian soccer. Two tremendous sides giving it their all. Physical battle, but some great periods of play as well in a packed stadium.
3-2 on the night. The same scoreline as in the first leg at Olympic Stadium. This time it's in favour of the team in red. Last time it was the home side, Montreal, coming away with the victory. 10 goals so far in this one. And there have to be more. Otherwise it's extra time and penalties. Ricketts flicks it on, Javinko will chase. Camera hammers the ball into touch on the far side amidst the fog for a Toronto throw.
It's quite remarkable how many times this game swings. The pendulum of dominance in this game, look, it's incredible. Montreal get that second goal. You think they're going to push forward. They have a lot of dangerous attacks, and all of a sudden Toronto come right back into it. Now they look like the team in the ascendancy. It's hard to predict where this game's going to go next.
It's not hard, it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. As Oyongo dumps Beitashow on the ground. And it's a free kick here. Toronto's set pieces. Greg Vanny referenced it in the halftime interview. We talked about it earlier. They did spend a considerable time at Downsview yesterday, post-training, working on set pieces. And it's paid off.
And it's the little details that matter. It's the specification of the runs, where people are going to go, attacking that ball, the delivery, everything comes into it. Nick Hagland's been a major part of that. He attacks the ball better than anybody else on his part.
Bradley floats this one in. Hagland once again forward. Cooper drives it wide as Didier Drogba gets set to come in for Montreal. And it's going to be Mankosu coming off to allow Didier Drogba to come in for the final 18 minutes of the 90.
I'm a little bit surprised at this. I think it's a touch early for Montreal. Mankosu brings so much to this team with his energy and his work rate and his clever runs. Drogba's obviously a little bit more static at this stage of his career. I felt this might have came a little bit later.
Mankosu makes way. And Didier Drogba will get roundly booed by the Toronto FC fans in attendance tonight. He scored here earlier this season, Drogba, in the 4-2 loss in the Canadian Championship. As Drogba comes on for his 8th MLS Playoff appearance. Scored 3 goals in two appearances against Toronto FC last year, including one in the knockout round of the playoffs. The Impact won, of course, 3-0 at Stade Saputo to knock TFC out. Beitashow heads this one forward. And Tosaint Ricketts is away. Beitashow continues his run. Cooper is there. Javinko at the back post, given away cheaply by Ricketts. And now Toronto must get the men back quickly, because Piatti has it. He's looking for Drogba. Morrow will chase across to the far side and get there first. This is Javinko giving the ball away to Camera. Drogba, he's missed training this week because of flu. Only returned to training yesterday after an illness that kept him sidelined for 4 or 5 days. Oyongo down the left, flicked in by Aduro and wide. I don't throw the word classic around too often, but this is one that will go down in the books and live long in the memory of everyone who has witnessed this tie over the 2 legs. What a game.
Absolutely incredible. You can't take a second to breathe here, look. The atmosphere, the occasion, the quality of play, the commitment. Absolute 22 players committed to winning.
Venegas chasing forward here, Javinko tracking back. Bernier. Oyongo on the left, gets the cross in, it goes off Cooper. It's a Montreal corner.
So much is made about away goals in these conference championships. Now more than ever it really comes into play. Montreal know, and again Toronto know, so they are going to feel a little bit tetchy that a goal from them here really changes this tie, meaning TFC need the two.
Yes, if Montreal can tie it up here, TFC would have to score twice. It's Donadell's ball and is headed away by Hagland, who scored the goal in the 69th minute to make it 3-2 and tie it at 5-5 on aggregate. Will leave this one on the far side. 58% possession for Toronto FC. It was more in the first half. Montreal started pretty well at the start of the second 45. It's 2-1 at half-time in favour of TFC. Piatti scored in the 53rd. Now Hagland gives TFC the lead back on the night. Oyongo has that long throw on him. Cooper is able to clear away. Now it's brought down by Ricketts. He'll go back for Michael Bradley, who hammers the ball downfield. Oyongo brings it under control. In fact, sent it too far towards Morrow. That's hoisted high over the top of Didier Drogba, the former Chelsea man, chasing across to this near side. Turns against Altidore. Beitashour slides in. Altidore tries to bring it away against Piatti. Altidore has it, and Bernier picks it up. And Bernier does really well to come away from that with the ball. Drogba down the left. Comes backwards for Patrice Bernier. Off Bradley. Now Zavaleta finds Cooper. The Panama international was looking for the foul. He doesn't get it there from referee Marufo. It's Piatti. Nacho Piatti fires it wide. It's a goal kick.
So dangerous, Piatti. Can go either side. You think he's going to shift it to the right, go for that little curler of his, but he jinks back inside. Not unlike his goal with Red Bull Arena. This time, slices off his foot past the post.
This will go down as one of the best two-leg MLS Playoff series in the history of the league. And we're right back where we started right now. All tied up, with 13 minutes left to play in the second leg.
And I felt there'd be a point where these teams would get a little bit cautious, especially at this stage where we are obviously tying the fixture. But we don't see any evidence of that. These two teams can't stop going at each other.
If it goes to extra time, there is no away goals rule once we get into the extra period. It's Morrow up against Hassoun Camara. Trying to slip it through for Sebastian Giovinco. Cabrera comes across with a strong challenge. Well timed, well read by Cabrera. It's a throw.
Fantastic cover from Victor Cabrera. Did that a number of times tonight.
Bradley. Now Altidore. He appeals for a handball, but Montreal are coming forward at Bernier. Sliding the ball towards Drogba. Owen out quickly.
It's a wrong pass. Should have kept it. Aduro was alongside him.
It's Cooper. Not too many red jerseys forward as Cooper checks inside. He's got the free kick just outside the area.
End-to-end stuff, you've got to love it. Montreal break, 4v4 situation. Good defending, it comes right up the park. More of a wonderful tackle there. Armando Cooper driving forward. Cuts inside. Camara leaves a leg hanging. Cooper takes the opportunity to fall over it, giving Sebastian Giovinco another opportunity to get one of his free kicks on target.
And everybody can take a breath as Sebastian Giovinco gets set to take this free kick. He's had a few during this series, and none of them have really caused too many problems for Evan Bush in the Montreal goal. Altidore and Ricketts are inside the area. Hagland has come forward from the back. Zavaleta and Moore are staying back defending in case Montreal were to break. Sebastian Giovinco will probably have a crack at goal from this distance. It's Giovinco wide.
Another poor effort for his standards, just not getting it right. This time he manages to keep it down more instead of blasting wild, but unfortunately for him it doesn't trouble Evan Bush at all.
Tonight's attendance an even 36,000 here at BMO Field. It's played forward by Morrow. Biggest attendance for a Toronto FC game at BMO Field. As Moore heads the ball forward. Cooper. No one will be leaving early, that's for sure. Inside the final 10 minutes. It's Oyongo down the left. Swings this one in. Drogba is in there. It's headed away really well by Hagland.
Great header.
And now Giovinco pushes the ball forward. He's shot down by Camera. And that's a yellow card for Hassoun Camera, who follows Laurent Simon into the book for Montreal.
Easy decision for the referee, this. It's a wonderful header from Hagland. Breaks to Sebastian Giovinco, who drives forward. Too much skill for Camera. Just outguiles him, leaves his leg hanging and takes a yellow card, allowing his team to regroup.
Headed away by Oyongo. Zavaleta. Everyone back apart from Drogba, defending for Montreal as Cooper hoists it out to the left side for Giovinco. Morrow on the overlap down the left. Giovinco has support from Bradley here. 8 minutes to play. It's Cooper. Beitashour making a run, given away cheaply by Cooper. And here comes that transition once again. Piatti for Montreal. Cooper with the foul. TFC need to foul to stop Montreal in their tracks. It's played forward and Tosin Ricketts is onside here. Josie Altidore in the middle. It's Tosin Ricketts, the Canadian, slides it across. Simon sliding in with a challenge. And then Ricketts with a header straight towards Evan Bush. What a chance there for Tosin Ricketts, the man from Edmonton, as the way opened up for him.
Well, he breaks the offside trap well here. Montreal get it wrong. But Simon doesn't give up. He tracks back great. Managed to get a foot in it. Maybe he should have went himself. I think the opportunity was there to drive in and goal.
Oyongo. Now Venegas. Venegas with the ball forward, looking for Didier Drogba. Drew Moore gets it away. And then it's out off Oyongo for a throw. If the Impact were to score now, it would probably be too big a mountain to climb for Toronto FC. Although the way this game has gone, this tie has gone, would rule nothing out, but time is running out. 6 minutes before extra time, which is what would happen if the score stays like this. Bernier rolled into the feet of Drogba. Oyongo down the left side here, up against Beitashour. Oyongo with a good cross in over the top of Drogba, and then Ricketts helps it away. Giovinco trying to get there, but Cabrera heads back forward. Hassoun Camera. Bradley steps in, and Toronto FC are breaking forward here with Bradley's ball out towards Giovinco, and he'll just keep it in play. What What skill from Sebastian Giovinco. He's got Ricketts in the middle. It's tossing Ricketts for Toronto. A second chance for Ricketts. Everyone back around the ball for Montreal.
Magnificent defending.
It's Bradley now. Giovinco still in space on the left. Josie Altidore forcing his way into the box. What a run from Altidore, and saved by Bush.
What a passage of play. Montreal wobble, but they don't concede.
Inside the final 5 minutes of normal time. Another change coming up for Toronto FC. Jonathan Osorio getting set to come in. Giovinco up against Camara and Donadel. He finds Cooper. Cooper from distance rifles the shot, one bounce straight towards Bush. Cooper scored his first TFC goal in the 37th minute to make it 2-1 on the night.
See Camara on the ball here. It's a really poor pass, gives it away. Bradley plays the ball, I thought it was too much. It looks like it's going to go out. A little magician manages to keep it in. Outfoxes Cabrera. I thought he was going to go himself. He finds Ricketts, and there's Simon coming over, blocking the shot, and then taking the ball off Tosaint Ricketts. Tremendous defending from the Belgian. Great opportunity for Toronto. Altidore picks it up after that, drives at the defence, and a wonderful save from Evan Bush.
Yongo here with a cross in. Bradley cushions the header back towards Zavaleta. Cleared away, but only as far as Bernier. Osorio will be coming in to the game at the next break in play, and it will be Cooper, we're hearing, who will be making way. Beitashow. Now Cooper. Michael Bradley sells it short, but Ricketts managed to at least get that ball over halfway. Donadel is down now, and the ball will be put out of play by Laurent Simon.
A couple of tired passes now. Who can blame them? Both set of players putting absolutely everything into this football match. Starting to see some tired passes. I really hope it's not a mistake that decides this game. It's been a wonderful football match. We want it to be a moment of magic from one of these players.
Osorio left out of the 11 tonight, having started every game since mid-July. The young Canadian gets the chance to come in for the last 2.5 minutes, plus whatever time is added on. And then it would be to extra time if it stays like this, tied 5-5 on aggregate. Camara loses the ball to Giovinco, but Donadel wins it back, and then it's Osorio and Josie Altidore. He's fouled, is he? Yeah, no, play on, says the referee.
He got the ball, Camara got the ball there. It's a good challenge.
Osorio still squaring up to Donadel on the far side, but Montreal coming forward with it. Still words exchanged off the ball there as Bernier plays it out towards Oyongo. 2 minutes left in the 90. Venegas. Now Piatti. Oyongo. All the way back for Simon. Now Venegas. Picked up by Osorio, but given away by Jonathan Osorio, the boy from Brampton. Ricketts gets it off for Bradley. He'll knock it long towards Altidore. Altidore brings it down. Cabrera in with the challenge. Fouls Altidore. It's a free kick for Toronto.
Robust challenge from Cabrera. TFC have the opportunity to break. The ball's a little bit behind Josie Altidore. Cabrera comes in, gets the ball. You can't lift the foot that high. Correct decision. He does get the ball, but you're not allowed to studs up like that in this game.
There will be 3 minutes of time added on at the end of this game.
Somebody can write their name in history here.
Bradley's ball forward. Altidore in there. Gets a little flick, but it's through to Bush. were the only man forward. Donadel bringing the ball forward. Rolled in for Venegas. He turns. Moore gets a foot in. Venegas on the ground as Hagland steps away.
Constant challenge by Drew Moore.
We're about to move into 3 minutes of time added on. It's Josie Altidore. Altidore shrugs off the challenge of Bernier. Ricketts making a run forward. Oyongo comes across and does really well for Montreal to get there first. It's back towards Evan Bush, and he'll clear long downfield. Drogba gets a flick on. He's offside. If it stays like this, it will be 30 minutes more. And after a thriller, who wouldn't want the extra half an hour?
Well, I've got to be honest, look, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see more of this. Fantastic stuff from both these sides. Toronto are slowly but surely really getting on top now. Montreal can't keep the ball as it goes forward. We need to try and give their defenders some respite, come up the park a little bit.
Bradley just keeping that one in play. And that's a throw for Toronto FC as Drogba charged it down. 1 minute of the 3 minutes played in added time. A goal now for Montreal would see them advance to MLS Cup. There would not be enough time for Toronto to reply. If it goes to extra time, the away goals rule will not count. And if it is still level after the 30 minutes of extra time, it would be a penalty shootout. Ricketts with the flick on. Charged down by Altidore. It's a Montreal throw. Cabrera, off for Simon. Simon long downfield. One last chance for Montreal to win it in normal time as Drogba plays it inside. It's Adoro, it's off Hagland. Owen won't get there, and it is a corner for the Impact.
That's the ball they have to play for Didier Drogba. Chip it up to him, allow him to use his strength. He doesn't have the legs anymore like he used to run the channels. Get it into his chest, allow him to bring it down, and have runners coming off him. Montreal did that well there. Maduro had the half chance.
In the final minute of stoppage time, Donadel's ball in, over the top of camera, back for Venegas. It's blocked by Hagland. And now Oyongo. He'll try and play it forward. Toronto FC get it clear.
Should have played it wide to Donadel. He was wide open.
Launched in by the Impact and headed away by Drew Moore, who endured extra time when he won MLS Cup here back in 2010 with Colorado. Altidore. Now downfield by Morrow towards Javinko. He's fouled by Bernier as the clock ticks up to 93.
Good decision by Bernier. He was challenging that ball no matter what.
We are headed to extra time at BMO Field. Nick Hagland scoring the goal to make it 3-2, just as it was at the Big O a week ago. One of the greatest two-leg MLS playoff games in the history of the league. And we will have 30 minutes more to decide who will be crowned Eastern Conference champion. Quite a night at BMO Field. And there is more drama to come as Toronto FC gets set to kick things off in this first period of extra time. We've waited a long time for a Canadian side to get this far. Now we have two of them head-to-head, and we get 30 minutes after 10 goals shared over the two legs of this conference final. It's Bernier. Hammered downfield by Laurent Simon. Flicked on by Drogba. Piatti chasing onto it here up against Drew Moore. It's Nacho Piatti. Wonderful play. And then scooped away by Owen. Made a big stop in there. It's back from Bernier from distance. That's midway between the goal and the corner flag.
Yeah, he never looked confident or set there, Patrice Bernier. You see the first opportunity. Piatti 1v1, like I said earlier, can go either way. Takes it down the line, squares it across. Clint Irwin does well. Didier Drogba waiting in the wings to pounce.
Just to remind you of the situation here, if Toronto FC goes through to MLS Cup, they will host here at BMO Field against Seattle on December 10th. If Montreal Impact advances, MLS Cup will be played in Seattle as the Sounders host the Impact. The final will be played a week on Saturday. Peter Shaw's ball downfield, headed away by Laurent Simon. Bernier.
Urging his players to get up the park and press high. Still showing that aggressive press game to try and get this goal.
Youngo down the left side now. Turns against Altidore. In towards Aduro. Flicked away by Hagland, who scored his first goal of the year in the 69th minute to make it 3-2.
He's been outstanding tonight defensively as well, Luke. Not an easy job for him. Justin Morrow being a lot higher than Stephen Bettisure, so Hagland has to go out in that wide area against a speed merchant like Dominic Aduro. Defended very well, and of course offensively from the first goal, having that one cleared off the line and scored in the third.
Youngo coming across from the left side to launch in one of his long throws. Drogba in the box. Aduro there. Asu Camara has made his way forward. We're in extra time at BMO Field as it's flicked on by Hassoun Camara, and then Bettisure is pushed. It's a free kick for Toronto.
Stephen Bettisure gets himself in a really good position here. Just gets in front of Ignacio Piatti. Buys a foul. It's good defending. Goal side alert.
Downfield from Clint Irwin. Brought down by Tosin Ricketts. He'll try and pick out Sebastian Giovinco. Giovinco here up against Hassoun Camara. Blocked by the French defender. Now it's Osorio. Up against Venegas. Giovinco is down. Morrow now. Back for Osorio. And Osorio plays it back down the left for Morrow. Osorio once again. Here's Hagland. Giovinco still moving slowly. It's a straight against Giovinco, Nick Hagland, and then Bradley wrestling with Didier Drogba. Ricketts now trying to win it back. Drogba does well. So much strength. We've seen it down his years in a wonderful career for Didier Drogba. Youngo with plenty of space to carry the ball forward. Giovinco walking very slowly back towards halfway. As BMO Field sings his name. Cabrera. It's been raining all night and this crowd has not stopped. Bernier. Now Piatti. Piatti rolls it across for Venegas from distance. He'll send it well over the bar. Well, here's what happened with Sebastian Giovinco.
Looks in a lot of pain here. I think he kicks it tough. Tries to kick it with that top spin that he does, getting that dip in the ball. You can see here. Sorry, Luke, he just kicks it tough and twists his ankle a little.
He's going to have to come off, Sebastian Giovinco. As he did here at the end of August when Giovinco went off injured against the Impact here when Montreal won.
Can't even put his weight through his right foot here. It's very unfortunate this. You never want good players to go off in a situation like this.
They'll bring on Benoit Cheyrou, who has plenty of experience down his career. Obviously, nothing like the impact going forward that Sebastian Giovinco can make, but Cheyrou is probably the best passer of the ball in Toronto FC's side. Spent 7 years at Marseille, played in some massive games during his time in France. But this is not what Toronto FC would want to see, especially given the fact that Jovinko has been so good from the penalty spot as well. And we could be heading to a shootout here.
Yeah, it's sad to see Ben Mascherou, great experience, a real calming influence. Will slip into this game, no problem, but to lose a player of Sebastian Giovinco's quality and offensive prowess is not good for Toronto FC at this stage.
It's the final change of the night for Greg Vanney, having already brought on Tosaint Ricketts and Jonathan Osorio. Montreal lost Hernan Bernardello at half-time due to an injury. They had to bring on Venegas then. Altidore skips inside, knocked off the ball by Drogba. Two powerful forwards, shoulder to shoulder there. Now it's Aduro, comes back for Piatti. Bradley in with a strong challenge. And then Drew Moore got a foot to the ball, but it's with Piatti once again here. Piatti chips that ball in and it'll go through towards Clint Irwin.
That was great play by Didier Drogba. As we see Sebastian Giovinco on the sidelines, absolutely dejected to be out of this football match. It was great play by Drogba in the middle of the park, releasing Dominic Aduro, creating an attack for this Montreal Impact side.
Morrow down the left. Ricketts the only man in the box. Sheru joining the attack as well as it's played backwards for Bradley. Bradley for Altidore, out for Beitashour on the right. Beitashour with a good ball into the middle. The stooping header, and it's in. It's Benoit Sheru, just off the bench for the injured Giovinco, and he puts Toronto FC in front in extra time. Incredible.
Time, he just gets there and stoops, knocks it in the net. Magnificent header. All we were talking about was Giovinco as he runs on the pitch to celebrate his team. Losing Giovinco's offensive prowess, bringing on a guy like Sheru who usually sits there and keeps the thing ticking over, but to make a run like that in the autumn of his career, stoop to head the ball. Magnificent from the veteran Frenchman.
35 years old, Benoit Sheru. Score in the regular season. He only has one MLS goal. It came at Chicago back in April of 2015. He did score against Montreal in a Canadian Championship game back in May of 2015. When TFC won 3-2, it finished 3-3 on aggregate, and they lost on away goals. Benoit Sheru right now, the unlikely hero. Downfield by Jonathan Osorio. And now it's Josie Altidore. Altidore shrugs off the challenge of Cabrera. Ricketts is in there! It's Tosaint Ricketts! It's 2 goals in 2 minutes! And the Canadian puts Toronto FC on the verge of MLS Cup!
Substitute does it again. Magnificent from Altidore. Wiggles away, squares it across the goal. Who's there? Tosaint Ricketts. Wonderful run. Gets a foot in it and squirms into the net. Unlucky from Evan Bush. But it's a desire from Ricketts to get there first.
Tosaint Ricketts' second goal of the playoffs, having scored here against NYCFC. Goals in the 98th and 100th minutes tonight. 5-2 on the night. 7-5 on aggregate for Toronto FC. Incredible game. What a night for Canadian soccer. Osorio, Ricketts making a run forward. TFC getting the goals after Jovinko went out injured. Sheru, forward now for Altidore. Another change coming up for Montreal. Third and final change by Mauro Biello. A last roll of the dice as Harry Shipp gets set to check in. Oyongo down the line. Adoro. I have not seen scenes like this at BMO Field in the 10 years that this club has been in Major League Soccer. Here comes the change, Harry Shipp coming in, and it will be Patrice Bernier making way. What a moment it would have been for Bernier if he could lead his hometown team to MLS Cup for so long tonight. The Impact were giving as good as they got. But Toronto FC with a double blow in extra time. Still chance for Montreal. Oyongo's ball in. Headed away by Beitashour. Montreal Impact need 2 goals to keep this one alive. Piatti couldn't get ahead to the ball. Driven downfield by Beitashour. Goes backwards towards Simon. Toronto FC were 3 down after 53 minutes in the first leg at Olympic Stadium. They're now 3 goals up on the night, 2 goals in front overall. Piatti brings it down. He can create some magic. Oyongo with the ball in. That might well drift behind. In fact, it just stays in play as Morrow battles with the substitute Shipp. Shipp does really well. It's played back in. Haglund glances it away. Only as far as Oyongo. He's up against Beitashour. Oyongo with the ball in. It's wide. Some premature fireworks went to our right as that shot went wide by Oyongo. First period of extra time as Josie Altidore and Marco Donadel go head-to-head. Simon in there as well. Two goals inside 2 minutes from Sheru and Ricketts, 2 substitutes, and TFC are in control. Beitashour got a foot to that one, but it's out of play. Off the Vegas for a throw for Toronto. What can Mauro Biello do now?
Well, Ignacio Piatti's really fell out of this game. We've got to try and find a way to get him back in this game, find some space for him. Can't get on the ball, can't dominate like he normally does. Mauro Biello's just got to throw everything forward here. Harry Shipp's going to play off the right. Aduro's going to come in alongside Didier Drogba, try and get the ball forward early and create indecision in the TFC defence.
It's half-time and extra time. Benoit Sheru, Tosaint Ricketts, the 2 substitutes who have the goals as Toronto FC are 15 minutes away from winning the Eastern Conference Championship and going on to host MLS Cup. It was 3-2 at the end of 90 minutes. Jovinko went off injured, and then this.
Piatti just on the park. Steven Piatti cuts on his left foot, puts in a lovely ball in a dangerous area. And there's a veteran Frenchman to nod it home. And Josie Altidore wriggling away. He's been magnificent again tonight. Super sub tossing Ricketts in where it matters to slide it home for the fifth goal. Almost said second goal there. 2-goal cushion for Toronto.
Benoit Cheyrou had been on the pitch for 60 seconds. Greg Vanny delivering the words to his team. Didier Drogba was in the middle of the huddle for Montreal.
This game's not over, Luke. Montreal are going to throw everything at this, try and get back in this match. If they can get that goal, then will TFC wobble? And I have to say, any young lads watching at home, if they want to know about professionalism, look no further than Benoit Cheyrou. Played at the highest level for all his career. He's been a substitute most of the season for this team, certainly in the last few months. And to be prepared and ready for when you get your opportunity to come on and take it. Magnificent example of what it takes to play at the highest level.
Sebastian Jovinko could only watch on after leaving the game with an injury in extra time when it was still tied overall. Simon's ball forward towards Venegas. Still feel if the Impact could get one back quickly, there might be a chance. Zabaleta will clear it away. And it's out on the far side for a throw.
Toronto get deep here, they're really playing to Montreal hands. Allowed them to get the ball into Didier Drogba. Want to try and push up the field here.
Zabaleta strides into that one, it's Osorio. Now Tossek Ricketts will bring it down, up against Simon. Tossek Ricketts is away here. Donadel was tracking back and it goes behind. Evan Bush gets it away.
Donadel's been magnificent tonight, Luke. He's been everywhere. Little challenges, making tackles, getting the ball back to his team, using it well.
Michael Bradley hooks the ball away. It's Donadel. Now it's Venegas. This is Ship. Altidore snapping at the heels of Ship as it comes back to halfway. And Cabrera. All the way out to the far side for Donadel. Now Oyongo. Oyongo up against Beitashour, who slides in with a challenge. It's out for a Montreal throw. And it goes towards Didier Drogba. Osorio tries to get it away. Picked up back again by Drogba. Now it will come out towards Josie Altidore, who will bring this one clear. Cheyrou. It's Osorio, and now Michael Bradley. Zabaleta plays the ball downfield, brought down by Donadel. Oyongo now will knock this one long. Clint Irwin will come to claim. He'd only had one playoff appearance, Clint Irwin, prior to this run with Toronto FC, lost in the knockout round with Colorado in 2013. Montreal supporters keeping dry at the back of the stand on the far side. Toronto FC supporters getting drenched, but they won't mind one bit. Simon forward. Now Donadel. Simon once again drills it downfield. Drogba tries to get round the back of Zabaleta. Beitashour slides in. It's Drogba once again, whips that one in. Hagland stoops to head it away. Did Irwin keep it in? He did.
Awkward one for Hagland, he just about deals with it. Ignacio Piatti, somebody comes so deep here to try and go on the ball. It's a problem for this Impact side.
side towards Bradley. Forward to Ricketts. Hammered downfield by Donadell. This will be Drew Moore. 12 minutes remaining in extra time. Toronto FC leading by 2. 3-goal lead on the night, 2 goals overall. Here's Laurent Simon. Free kick away at Montreal by referee Jaime Marufo. It's Simon. Now Donadell chips it forward, put away by Zavaleta. Oyongo now, who scored in the first leg to make it 3-0 at that time at the Big O. Now played in, Didier Drogba tried to get there, and Irwin able to get there just ahead of Didier Drogba.
It's unlucky from Maduro. The right idea here, Oyongo on the ball a lot for Montreal here. Nice little ball into Aduro. Right idea, Drogba's sniffing around, but Irwin's alert.
Toronto FC leaving everybody back as that ball went all the way through to Evan Bush. Toronto FC 10 minutes away from the final. Drogba. Osorio with a challenge. Now it's Oyongo. Oyongo with a high ball forward. Irwin has to come and claim, and he does so. Aduro was challenging. Camera was challenging. Seems like a lifetime ago that Aduro gave the Impact the lead 24 minutes in.
So much has happened since then. We've only had a second to catch our breath. It's a poor delivery from Oyongo. Got to try and work it better than this. This is bread and butter to a goalkeeper like Clint Irwin. Comes and collects it well. Impact are running out of ideas here. Can't get Piatti, the playmaker, on the ball.
Donadell heads it straight to Josie Altidore. Now it's Tosin Ricketts. Donadell comes across with a challenge. Bradley, closed down by Venegas as it's chipped forward. Ricketts will chase. He's just onside as he flicks it in to the path of Osorio. Side netting from Jonathan Osorio as the two Canadian internationals combine.
Should have finished the game there, Luke. It was a great opportunity. Good ball by Michael Bradley, playing the percentages. Ricketts does very well again. Osorio was in, he's got to hit the target.
8 minutes left at BMO Field in extra time. Drew Moore can't clear it, drops towards Aduro. Can Aduro score? It's behind for a corner. Is there another turn, another twist on this night of drama down by the lakeshore in the city of Toronto? Donadell with a decent delivery. Up goes Cabrera, but climbing higher is Hagland, who scored his first goal of the season to make it 3-2 in the 69th and send it to extra time.
Hagland's been a monster in the air tonight. Hardly one challenge that he's lost.
Bradley heads away, only as far as camera, then Venegas drives it in. Moore tries to get it clear. Now Michael Bradley will hammer the ball downfield. No one there apart from Evan Bush. It's Laurent Simon. High downfield towards Drogba. He can't bring it under control. Bradley once again. Anywhere will do, as far away from goal as possible.
It's going to be a long 7 minutes like this. Want to try and find a pass. I know it's difficult. Allow the defenders to go up the park.
feature show downfield. Ricketts and Donadell going for that ball as it comes here towards Cabrera. Victor Cabrera down towards Camera. He's now playing as a striker. Hassel Camera. Sheru brings it away. There's that composure, that experience from Benoit Sheru. Now it's Michael Bradley into the path of Jonathan Osorio. He's got Ricketts in the middle. Osorio cuts inside. It's back for Bradley. It's Jonathan Osorio. Can he finish it here? Osorio against Diongo. It's a free kick for Montreal. Seattle Sounders await in MLS Cup on December 10th. Drogba goes down on the edge of the area and wins a free kick.
That was great play initially. Posts up in front of Justin Morrow. Wriggles past Drew Moore. I think he plays for it a little. Drew Moore hangs a foot in there. He's every right to buy that free kick. Touch soft for me.
Didier Drogba will be leaving Montreal Impact at the end of this season. One last chance to make an impact here with 5 minutes left to play. This is our house, the chant that rings around BMO Field. As Drogba stands over this one. The Impact got a couple of late goals here in the Canadian Championship back in June when TFC led 4-0. Drogba got one of them on that night. This time he stings the palms of Irwin, who gets it away, and then hammered downfield by Sheru.
Irwin taking no chance, he's doing the right thing.
Away by Osorio downfield. Here's Donadell. Long towards Camera. Camera gets the flick. Aduro can't get there, and Irwin will just watch it out. It's a goal kick for Toronto FC.
Aduro got goal side of Zavaleta there. Camera wins the header. Very good in the air. Unfortunately for Aduro, it just drops the other side of him, but it was goal side.
If Toronto FC heads through, what a reward it will be for the fans who have stuck by this club through 10 years, many years of failure, many years of disappointment. They're about to be rewarded. Their team can see this out for 3 more minutes. Toronto FC with 1 foot in the final. Simon downfield. Drogba chests it off. Morrow will clear towards halfway. And now it's picked up by Ricketts. It's Altidore, couldn't find the ball back to Ricketts. Simon slides in, now it's Cabrera. Morrow with the challenge. Here's Sheru, who had one of the 2 goals. Here's the man who got the other, Tosaint Ricketts. As TFC scored twice in 2 minutes in extra time. Walking pace now for Tosaint Ricketts. He tries to get away from Oyongo. Simon is back there. It's with Evan Bush.
The Impact have to take chances now. Going 2v2 at the back. It's now or never for them.
Time running out for Montreal at the end of what has been a wonderful season for Mauro Biello and the Impact. Simon closed by Altidore. Altidore will battle with Simon here. And the referee blows for the free kick for Montreal. Greg Vanny Piatti and the bench there thought it was their free kick and they wanted the referee to play on. Just over a minute left to play. Donadell chips it forward, headed away firmly by Zavaleta. Out for a Montreal throw. Toronto FC can almost touch it. Oyongo plays it in towards Venegas on the edge of the box. Zavaleta hammers the ball downfield. Ricketts is chasing forward. Montreal have it now, and they will hammer downfield towards Drogba. He gets a flick on. Venegas tries to turn and shoot. Nerwin makes the save, and that should just about be it. With 30 seconds left to play here at BMO Field.
Jumps into Zavaleta well and hits it. Sweet.
It's Cabrera, charged down by Altidore. The 120 minutes has been played. BMO Field rises as one to its feet. The referee allows play to continue. Osorio hammers it downfield. It's over on the most incredible of nights. Toronto FC, Eastern Conference champions. They will host MLS Cup at BMO Field. A night 10 years in the making. The celebrations can begin.
Who can begrudge these fans this moment? 10 years waiting for a night like this. Boy, did they have to dig deep. I feel sorry that someday they actually lose this game. But Toronto FC just about wanted it more, and they're the worthy winners. They come back from adversity a number of times and never give up. Shows the spirit in this team. It's fully deserved.
Sebastian Giovinco left the game with an injury. It was 3-2 at the end of 90 minutes. TFC scoring twice in extra time in the 98th and 100th minute. Sheru and Ricketts. Benoit Sheru replacing Giovinco, the most unlikely of goal scorers. And Toronto FC will host Seattle Sounders here at BMO Field a week on Saturday. The trophy presentation to come. Toronto FC, the Eastern Conference champions. They are celebrating with their fans as Evan Bush walks off here. Didier Drogba's last game for Montreal Impact. What a year it has been for Mauro Biello and Montreal, but they fall short at the final hurdle.
Toronto FC becoming the first ever Canadian team to advance to the MLS Cup final. They will be taking on the Seattle Sounders December 10th, with Toronto finishing higher in the standings. They will indeed host that MLS Cup final at BMO Field, and you know the fans will once again be ready. The rain could not keep them away here tonight. 36,000 fans in attendance. Andy Petrillo alongside Greg Sutton. and you could not have scripted a better game. We all said that if this ended 3-2, we're going into extra time, and what do you know? 3-2.